Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Young lady, not Katt Williams, uncovering Kevin Hart for offering his spirit to the Illuminati. Kevin Hart done made Katt irate, and Katt is coming for him with all that he has on the off chance that you all miss the tea. Kevin has been playing Katt briefly now, which is a serious mix-up on the grounds that he probably failed to remember that Katt has receipts for quite a long time. The vast majority in Hollywood know not to attempt to meet with Katt or solace him in any capacity, yet Kevin Hart didn't get that reminder, and that is the reason we're seeing Katt spilling such a lot of tea on Kevin. And as expected, he's not keeping down. You all recollect Kevin's frightful fender bender 2 or a long time back, while Katt is guaranteeing that it was no conventional mishap since it was a trade of spirits, and Kevin was in on it. The fascinating thing about this is that Katt won't spill the whole story. However, Kevin attempted to come for himself, and that made Katt frantic for some setting. Katt and Kevin have consistently had their issues since Katt thinks that Kevin is predictable, and Kevin then again feels that Katt doesn't assume a sense of ownership with his activities. You all expertise. Katt said that the Illuminati demolished his vocation since he was continuously talking on them. A few of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own burden. When individuals are against the Illuminati, then they get smacked upside the head constantly. The press loathes them, and no one enjoys them. End statement. Well, Kevin chose to comfort Katt all of a sudden, and in a meeting that he did on the Morning Meal Club, he blamed Katt for lying, guaranteeing that Katt is a junkie who can't remain clean. And also, that is the reason his vocation never completely exploded. Positive or negative, my disappointment with Katt Williams comes from you continue to point at Hollywood. This, the white man, this and this. When do you assume a sense of ownership with your activities? You had the shot. Katt was there. At one point, you were the person. You were set up to be the star. You didn't appear for work. You off promotion shoots. You off your promotion. Trips that they had set up for you turned into a gamble to He Studios, which is the reason the studies stop you. For what reason was he a gamble? He picked goodness. Okay, get a sense of ownership with what you picked and say you understand what I gotta fix. Me, and I'm going return, and I'm going support satire. It's sort of fascinating how the business rushes to blame truth tellers for being on substances or being insane, isn't it? Well, the battlefront was set among Katt and Kevin, and they've been operations from that point forward. Katt at last gotten his opportunity to toss the shade back at Kevin when he went on Club Shay Digital Recording, and he hauled Kevin for Phil. He uncovered Kevin for lying about how fruitful he is, guaranteeing that it's all smoking mirrors on the grounds that Kevin is no place near being essentially as effective as he claims to be. This likewise checks in with the ongoing meeting that Tasha K had with Kevin's ex-partner, who guaranteed that Kevin has a furious betting enslavement and consumed all his cash a few times and needed to pay out half checks to his different workers. Does Kevin have a betting issue or something? Kevin certainly has a betting issue. How terrible, extremely terrible, awful. He spends no less than 3 days, 7 days he's betting. He plays high-state poker in any case. Katt wise guaranteed that Kevin's sold-out shows were organized in light of the fact that Kevin has never sold out a show. Yet he supposedly employs individuals to fill the seats, so he gives the deception of a fruitful humorist. Yet Katt didn't stop there, since he hauled Kevin, saying that he is an industry plant who has had a dubious ascent to distinction. He directed out how Kevin rose toward popularity following entering Hollywood and never had a natural development in 15 years. In Hollywood, nobody in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him of all time, getting a wildly energetic applause at any parody club he previously had his arrangements when he arrived. Have we known about any entertainer that came to LA, and in his most memorable year in law, he had his own sitcom on network TV and had his own film called Soul Plane that he was driving? No, we've never known about that prior to that individual or since that individual. What do you think a plant is currently? I want you all to keep this part about Kevin being an industry plant as a primary concern, since we will return again to it in a piece. Katt even played Kevin for taking his extras, saying that the majority of the jobs that Kevin got were roles that were first proposed to him, yet he needed to turn them down since they were involved some kind of embarrassment, like requesting that he put on a dress or something to that effect. For a 5-year time frame, each and every film that Kevin Hart did was a film that had been in front of me, that all I had said was simply, might we at any point make a portion of this stride and bring it, and afterward I can do it as it needn't bother with to be unmistakably gay, cuz I'm not gay, right? It needn't bother with that to be entertaining, right? And that's what me saying, and them going gracious, definitely no issue, and afterward going to give it to this other fellow and having him do it very much like it was, and behaving like I'm a terrible individual since I continue to remain on my norm yet, better believe it's fascinating. However, I wouldn't transform it for anything like Katt likewise featured cases where Kevin purportedly undermined his guidelines like the time he surrendered to wearing a dress in the wake of swearing never to. Then you would comprehend that part. Kevin let you know he wouldn't go wear a dress until they offered it to him, and afterward, he put it on. What did he say after he wore it? I went with my own choice. Duh, yet you didn't make it before they brought it up. Did you think it's okay? Is that right? Definitely. This was humiliating for Kevin, and he attempted to comfort him by whistling him a jokester. Hello, Kev. You didn't not express anything to Katt Williams when he did a 3-hour interview talking slow yesterday? You didn't put a shot clock on here. Do you engage the bizarre? Or do you watch it per? Which one you well? That wasn't the last time we knew about the circumstance since Katt chose to make things a stride further by collaborating with Kevin's ex-Teray for a visit, and they vowed to spill the tea on Kevin. However, Kevin kept on ridiculing Katt and he, at last, pushed Katt to uncoat. Quite possibly of Kevin's greatest mystery, his affirmed penance. Recollect how Katt said that Kevin was an industry plant. Well, he is currently guaranteeing that Kevin supposedly took his spirit to the business in return for notoriety, and as per the roads, Kevin's auto collision back in 2019 was the point at which he sold his spirit as a boost. Back in 2019, Kevin was engaged with an extremely terrible auto crash, and he had a few spinal wounds. It was sensitive for some time, and it was muddled on the off chance that he planned to make it out. It was really significant, and his best friend Dwayne even needed to stop his special night. Yet, in view of this hypothesis, it was undeniably arranged out. Katt brought up how strange it was that Kevin was released from the medical clinic after just 10 days, despite the fact that he had a spinal physical issue. Spinal wounds are known to be really fragile, and they frequently require long clinic stays, so Katt and individuals find it dubious that Kevin just needed to spend barely 7 days in the medical clinic. Katt likewise brought up how we still don't have the foggiest idea about the subtleties of that crash. We don't have the foggiest idea who else was in the vehicle with him. We don't have the foggiest idea where he was going. Absolutely no part of that. Significantly shadier is the way that his security left every other person in the vehicle and took Kevin alone to the emergency clinic. As per Katt, he is adding 2 and 2 together, and it doesn't seem okay, and for this reason, he accepts that the mishap was a strange custom or the like. He additionally accepts that, for this reason, Kevin got all protective when the Illuminati whistled out and blamed him for being on drugs. Many individuals backed Katt on this, and they left remarks saying Kevin Hart's fender bender circumstance was Suze F to me. This entire Kevin Hart fender bender story is unusual after the accident. Kevin moved out of the driver's side window, yet wasn't driving then. At that point, left the scene with security and left the other 2 individuals at the scene, who were harmed, and Kevin Hart's mishap was an Illuminati penance turned out badly. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.